Hello guys, once again we are back with another video on Leetcode problems. This time we are gonna see this palindrome number problem. So the problem is given an integer x, return true if x is palindrome integer. An integer is a palindrome when it reads the same backward as forward. For example, 1 to 1 is palindrome while 1 to 3 is not. Okay, so we uh, we want to see if an integer is a palindrome or not. So um, I think it's a easy problem. Okay, and again there's some catch. If it is negative, that means it's not a palindrome. So yeah, we should be aware of that. uh, yeah, so it's a easy problem. We just wanna see if the first or the last unit place is equal to the topmost unit place, and we just see the in that way. Just remove that two if that two places, and if they are not equal, that means it's not a palindrome. If they are equal, then the we will increase um, we will decrease the space search space, and we will see the last two units. Okay, so it's so it has one base case. If the number is less than 0, that means it's not a palindrome, so we should return false if x is less than 0, then return false. Okay, so this is the base case. If x is more than 0 or equal to 0, doesn't matter. So we will look for the we will look if it is palindrome or not. So we will store all the unit places or all the digits, to be precise, um, in an array. So in an vector or array, so you can use anything. I am gonna use vector, so I will store it in a vector name a. Okay, I don't know the size or number of digits in x, so I won't give any size. So vector is useful in that case when you don't know the size um, of of something. You don't know how much space you wanna use to store it. You can use 10 or 11 11 size, because an integer can store only up to 10 digits. So you can use 11, but I'm not going to use that. I will use a vector, and in vector you don't need to give the size. Okay, so while x is not equal to 0, so while x is not equal to 0, I will push back the reminder, and then I will divide x rather than 10. So I will simply extract one digit at a time, and in in our so means in the right way. I'm not shuffling any digits. I'm just extracting line by line from the unit place to the topmost place. So it's not get shuffled or something like that. So it's in the same order as the it is in the integer, just the opposite. So I have to look So when this is over, I will take into account the size of the vector that I have made if n is equal to 0. Now when will n will be equal to 0? When x is equal to 0. So return true because it's right. X is an palindrome. So okay, if n is more than 0, so it's a so for by seeing it the two base cases, we can conclude that x is not equal to 0. If we we came to the ninth line, we can conclude that x is not equal to 0 and x is more than 0. X is not less than 0 also. If x is less than 0, then it should have returned false somewhere earlier. So that means x is more than 0. So we just have to see or to compare the two digits. So it's just a for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than n by 2, I plus plus. And if ai is not equal to a n minus I minus 1, that means it's not a palindrome, so return false. If the other or the upper condition doesn't uh, come true in any of the n by 2 case n by 2 times or any one time in this n by 2 times loop, so that means it's a palindrome, so I should return a true. Okay, let's just run this program. Okay, let's submit it. Okay, see that it's way too slow than the rest of them. Also the memory usage, I don't see any improvement. Maybe I should use here array because the for small size array is better than vector because the initialization of a vector takes more time than an array, so I can use a array. Yeah, that I can improve that one. Okay, let's just see. But it will make I have to change a little more than I have expected. I have to also keep into account the count variable. Count and then count plus plus. Okay, so size here now if count. Okay, count by 2, count minus 1. Okay, let's just see and count when the number of digits is 3, count will be 3. Okay, so let's just run it. Okay. Okay, I have to push. I have to give value. Okay, so we sorry. Yeah, cool. Let's just run. What? Okay, you see that? You see that? Just changing from one vector to an array, how much faster it gets for a small size. If we increase the size, the then it doesn't matter actually. The difference between them or difference between the initialization time and that things, it just decreases and it it becomes negligible. So yeah. But in this case, since the size is very small, array is a better choice than a vector. So you should you should keep in account the sizes and when to use which one, vector or array.